There is a world in England that most people only read about in books. A world of titles and estates, of private clubs and inherited wealth, of men who never needed to work a single day in their lives because everything, absolutely everything, had already been arranged for them before they were born. Richard John Bingham was born directly into the center of that world. In 1934, he inherited one of England's oldest noble titles. He became the 7th Earl of Lucan, Lord Lucan, a name that carried centuries of privilege behind it. He was tall, handsome, charming when he wanted to be. He had served briefly in the army, worked briefly in banking, but what consumed him, what truly defined his adult life, was gambling. Lucan was a professional gambler, or at least he believed himself to be one. He spent his days and nights at the Claremont Club in Berkeley Square, one of London's most exclusive gambling establishments. He played backgammon for enormous stakes. He played chemin de fer. He played cards for hours without stopping. His friends at the club were men just like him, wealthy, titled, bored, and betting away fortunes one hand at a time. They called him Lucky. The irony of that nickname would not become clear until November 7th, 1974. The night everything fell apart. In 1963, Lucan married Veronica Mary Duncan. They had 3 children together. On the surface, they had everything. A house in Belgravia, one of London's wealthiest neighborhoods, status, a family. But underneath, at 10:45 p.m. that night, he called his mother. He told her there had been a terrible catastrophe at the house. He said Veronica had been hurt. He did not mention Sandra Rivett. Shortly after midnight, Lucan arrived at the home of close friends, Ian and Susan Maxwell Scott, in Uckfield, East Sussex, about 50 miles from London. Susan was home alone. Her husband was away. Lucan came in. He was calm, composed. He sat down and told Susan his version of events. He said he had been walking past the house that night and seen a man attacking Veronica through the basement window. He had gone in to help. The attacker had fled. He said Veronica had then accused him of being responsible. Susan Maxwell Scott later told police this story. It did not match the evidence. It did not match Veronica's account. It did not match the blood found in the house or the injuries or anything investigators found at the scene. But it was the last confirmed account of where Lord Lucan was. He wrote 2 letters that night, both to a friend named Bill Shand Kidd. Both letters expressed concern for his children. Neither explained what had happened. Then he got into his car and drove away into the night. He was never seen again. Everywhere and nowhere. By morning, Lord Lucan's face was on every newspaper in the country. The story had everything the British press craved: a lord, a murder, a missing wife, a dead nanny, and a fugitive earl vanishing into thin air. Police found his car, a Ford Corsair, abandoned at Newhaven, a port town on the south coast of England. Newhaven had ferry connections to France. Inside the car, they found blood stains matching 2 blood types, one consistent with Sandra Rivett, one consistent with Veronica. They also found another piece of lead pipe, the same type used to kill Sandra. The car was at the port, but there was no record of Lucan boarding any ferry, no passport control record, no witness who placed him on a boat. He had simply stopped there and then ceased to exist. In the weeks that followed, police investigated over 70 countries. Tips came in from South Africa, Australia, France, Switzerland, Botswana. Every lead was followed. None confirmed his presence anywhere. He was formally charged with the murder of Sandra Rivett, the first British peer to be charged with murder in over 200 years. He was tried in absentia, found guilty, and sentenced, theoretically, to prison. But the man was gone. No prison could hold someone no one could find. Dead or alive, for 50 years, the question has never changed. Where is Lord Lucan? Theory 1, he never left England alive. Many investigators believe Lucan drove to Newhaven, walked to the edge of the water, and drowned himself. He had lost everything: his marriage, his children, his money, his freedom. And now he had killed the wrong woman. The theory says the car at the port was not the start of a getaway. It was the end of a road. His body, if he went into the channel, could easily have been carried out to sea and never recovered. Theory 2, his friends helped him escape. This is the theory that has never gone away. Lucan's circle at the Claremont Club was extraordinarily loyal. Wealthy, connected men who had the resources to arrange travel, false documents, and a new life abroad. Several of his closest friends were investigated. Some were suspected of knowing more than they admitted. The theory says that within hours of the murder, a network of loyal friends spirited Lucan out of the country, possibly by private boat, bypassing all official channels entirely. If this is true, then the car at New Haven was a decoy, left deliberately to make police look in the wrong direction while the real escape happened somewhere else entirely. Theory 3, he made it to Africa. Over the decades, credible sightings placed Lucan in South Africa, Botswana, and Mozambique. Some of his wealthy friends had connections on that continent. In 2012, a man named Neil Berryman, son of Sandra Rivett, received a tip that his mother's killer had been living under a false name in Auckland, New Zealand, and had recently died. Police investigated. The lead did not hold up. But the theory that Lucan lived out a quiet, hidden life somewhere far from England has never been fully disproven. And then there sighting, no final location, just a document. A piece of paper saying that enough time had passed, that the law had decided to stop waiting. His 3 children grew up without him. His daughter Frances later spoke publicly about the case, saying she believed her father had killed himself, that he had gone into the sea, that he was dead. She said she had made peace with it. Whether she fully believed it, only she knows. Sandra Rivett's son, Neil, has spent decades campaigning for justice, not for Lucan's capture. Lucan is likely beyond any legal reach now, dead or otherwise. But for Sandra to be remembered, because in the avalanche of coverage about the missing lord, about the aristocratic scandal, about where Lucan might have fled, the woman who was actually murdered became a footnote. Sandra Rivett, 29 years old, a nanny, a mother, a woman who went downstairs to make a cup of tea. She is the victim of this story, not the headline. Lord Lucan, Richard John Bingham, was declared legally dead 50 years ago. He may have drowned in the English Channel hours after the murder. He may have lived for decades under a false name in a country where no one asked questions. He may have been helped. He may have been silenced. No one knows. What we know is this. On the night of November 7th, 1974, a man who had been given everything by birth destroyed it all in one moment of violence. A woman who had nothing to do with his anger died for it. And the man responsible walked out of a house in Belgravia, got into a car, and was swallowed by the night. He left behind 3 children, a dead woman's son, a wife with scars on her head, and one of the greatest unsolved disappearances in British history.